tuning in and watching the dialogue. My name is Brian Kweyu, and my guest today is none other than Riptoya Elema. Riptoya Elema is the CEO and founder of charity organization known as Move Northern Kenya. She will be sharing with us all about her charity organization, what it's all about the charity organization that she's running, especially in those semi-arid and arid areas, and more about the organization, more about of herself, and you'll be able to know what it's all about Move Northern Kenya. Thank you, Riptoya, for honoring our invitation to speak to us today through the dialogue. Welcome. So, Riptoya, tell us about yourself for people to know you.
My name is Riptoya Elema. I'm a student from Catholic University of Eastern Africa. I'm also the CEO and founder of Move Northern Kenya organization. And last year I won an award.
Wow.
That's the Global Women Peace Ambassador Award.
Wow.
And actually that's all about me. I'm a Rendile from Marsabit County, born in Marsabit County but partially raised in Nairobi. And I'm happy to be serving my county and my country at the same time.
So, Riptoya, can you tell us the founding story of your charity organization and the motivation behind your establishment of the organization?
Okay, so when I was in Form 2, that's where the whole story started.
Wow. So share with us the
Yeah.
story.
So I wrote a book called Move Northern Kenya. It was more of a diary, and at that time I didn't know how I can make my dreams come true. I didn't know how I'll implement whatever I've written there into reality. And the moment I joined choir, at first I was appointed as a class representative, and then I served my class for an year. And then that's when I decided I need to find something else to do for the people in Marsabit County, because I've been privileged to study in good schools, and I've studied in Kirinyaga, and then managed to come to choir, this is a good school. And when I came to choir, the chairperson
of your charity organization, how you founded it from a book, from attending such conference and coming up with ideas to start that charity organization. It is so interesting. So what are some of the social or humanitarian issues that does your charity organization address, and why did you choose on those issues?
Okay, so I'll start with the issues that we address. When people think of Marsabit County, or they think of Wajir, Mandera, they think of either diseases, death, drought, and the wars that have been happening in those areas.
So like the four issues are the one people think they're in Marsabit, and indeed they are there.
Yeah. So as Move Northern Kenya, my team and I decided to work on the following SDGs that will help counter these challenges. Like number one, we deal with zero hunger. We deal with gender equality. We deal with quality education, affordable and clean energy. There is the issue on peace, justice and strong institutions. There is the issue on climate action, which we are still addressing it. And we also deal with issues to do with good health and well-being. So when you look at all these SDGs and we align them with the issues that are being faced in the northern part of Kenya, we realize that all these SDGs can help us counter these problems.
So Riptoya, you've mentioned four major issues affecting people in Marsabit, Wajir, and the entire part of northern part of Kenya. So basing on those four major issues affecting people in the northern side, what are some of the key projects or initiatives that your charity organization has so far undertaken that has brought positive impact to people in the north?
Okay, so far we've done a food drive where we've managed to feed about 1,500 families from a place called Loglogo and Kamboy. And when we were holding this event, we majored on zero hunger and climate action. Climate action is meant to deal with the drought that has been happening in Marsabit County, while zero hunger is meant to counter the issue that the people were dying because of the drought that was in Marsabit County. We held this drive in January. Actually, Move Northern Kenya is a young organization. We started it on 28th October 2022, but we officially started our projects in January. So in January we held the food drive, which was a great success. We dispersed seed balls with the help of Seed Balls Kenya. We dispersed 2 types of seed balls, from the acacia species. And when it comes to the next project, we dealt with PWDs. That's people with disabilities, and we partnered with the Hindu Council of Kenya, where we gave them artificial limbs. Currently, we are undertaking a project called Tujikimu, whereby we all know Tujikimu is a Swahili word that means fending for ourselves. And as Move Northern Kenya, we were trying to look for options or solutions that will give the people, that will be sustainable to the people and that will relate to the people in the north. So when we decided to start Tujikimu project, we involved the community members, we involved the youth, the women, the elderly, not forgetting the children. So Tujikimu is meant to tackle all the SDGs, and it's supposed to run from, we started it in May, and it will run till May next year. And last month we held a project where we did farming with the help of the Catholic Church, that's Global Parish. They gave us a portion of land where we planted watermelons, onions, kales, and cassava. So the women are also doing some planting, and this has involved the whole community at large. We really thank the chief. He's called Chief Kapina from Kambwe. He is the one who has been helping us do all these things, and so far so good. Everything has gone on well, and we are doing our best to help the communities there.
Wow, I'm much impressed. So, Riptoya, you pretty mentioned in the laboratory some of the key projects and initiatives that your organization has so far undertaken, and I've heard of feeding over 1,000 people who have benefited from your charity organization. So it means that drought is the major, or is among the major issues affecting people in the north. Have you realized the cause of a drought in northern part of Kenya, and what can be done to maybe reduce drought in northern part of Kenya?
I feel like I wouldn't say there is the issue. I wouldn't blame the government, and I won't blame the people, but I feel that as Kenyans at large, we have been sleeping so much because we always wait for the people to cry. There is drought, and that's the time that people will start waking up. They are giving donations. People are trying to plant trees. I feel that if Kenyans come together and we do more of tree planting in Marsabit County, we encourage them to plant maybe fruit trees and other types of trees, because I realized in Marsabit County it's hard for you to find a fruit tree. We are trying to organize the Tujikimu phase 2, and we couldn't find fruit trees in Marsabit County. You see, so this is part of the issues that need to be addressed. We need to teach the people the importance of keeping the environment clean. We need to plant more trees in Marsabit County. There is water. The issue is the people don't know how to plant the trees. The people can't find the trees easily. And if the government decides to invest more in Marsabit, I believe that Marsabit would be a changed place.
So you believe through your organization, through the support of the government and other people, you can impact change and reduce a drought in northern part of Kenya? Okay. So you said your organization is young, as you mentioned earlier. You started last year. It's almost 1.5 years old. But from what I've heard from you, you've progressed. You've made a certain success. How do you measure success of your organization?
Okay, to me, I'd say that we have had a successful programs, but obviously we've not yet gotten to where we want to get. And I believe that so far so good. My team has done its best, and we have really tried to also represent Marsabit outside Marsabit County, working with, especially now that we are partnering with people from the climate arena, and some of the youth from other organizations. I believe that we've really done our best, and I hope to do more as time goes by.
Okay, Riptoya, basing on what you've mentioned, the progress so far you've achieved, let me congratulate you on that and your entire organization. You've impacted change to people living in northern part of Kenya. But there is, for a charity organization to come up or to impact positive change for people in northern part of Kenya the way your organization has done, there is what we call, it needs funds. And for a charity organization to work effectively, you need to be funded. How do you fund your charity organization?
Okay, this has been a really major issue, and it has been a challenge for us as a team. When I mentioned about Bandang Africa, actually Bandang Africa has been a major support. It is a pillar. Let me use a pillar. Probably, maybe I don't know which one I can use to describe how much Bandang Africa has helped my team and I, and also students from the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, together with students from other universities. When it comes to the funding, during our first project, the students from Catholic University and students from other universities managed to raise about 100,000. And the students, they were donating 20 shillings, 100 bob, 50 shillings, and that's how Northern Kenya managed to go through with the first project. We also had Bandang Africa, some of its members like Jacqueline Mackenzie, together with her friends from the UK, really supported me, and I really appreciated it, because if it was not for them, I don't think the first drive would have been a success.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let me also take this humble time to also thank them for the support they have given to you and your organization.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Riptoya, talking of how you get funds from donors, how you get funds from well-wishers, from the students, but transparency and accountability is key in running in any organization. How do you ensure that these donations are used efficiently or effectively to reach to the people in the north without being misused in any manner?
When it comes to the donations, for example, I've tackled the issue of the students and the donors from UK, and actually that's how the organization has been running, because we've not had major partnerships, and but we also got another youth-led organization, that's Sainesa Kenya, that came on board and helped us during the third project that we had. And when it comes to the accountability, we always make sure that we've kept records, because I realized that we made a mistake during our first project, and as Move Northern Kenya, we had, as young officials, as young people, we did not know how to deal with the project, with the money that we've been given. For example, there's the issue on Bandang Africa. They gave us the money for transport, but you'd find that because of lack of knowledge, because we had not gone through capacity building, we didn't know that if a donor gives you a certain amount of money, you're supposed to do with it whatever you've said. So that was the first issue that we encountered, but my team and I went through capacity building, and we were taught on how to do our records, do our reports, and after that mistake we really learned a lot, and we managed to every time we go for an event or do a project, we always make sure we have the receipts. We also put the records and make sure that the reports are clearly stated.
That's Riptoya Elema, CEO and founder for Move Northern Kenya, a young girl who founded a charity organization that is impacting change in people living in arid and semi-arid areas, specifically Wajir, Mandera, and major part of Marsabit County. We have heard from Elema Riptoya talking about how she founded the organization, how she's funding her organization, and how far the organization is doing. We are taking a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll be hearing more from Elema Riptoya. Thank you for staying with us. My name is Brian Koyu and my guest is Elema Riptoya, the CEO and founder for Move Northern Kenya. Riptoya, you've mentioned how your organization is getting funds from well-wishers, from donors. Do you have some of the companies, people, government stakeholders, NGOs that are partnering with the organization to impact the society in Marsabit? Maybe you can mention to us some of the partnerships you're partnering with, and also the people you are wishing, the people, ministries, individuals whom you can appeal or you wish they could come in to also support your organization.
Okay, so earlier on I had mentioned about the Hindu Council of Kenya, who are my partners when it comes to the issues concerning PWDs, and they helped us get the artificial limbs to the PWDs from Marsabit. We've also worked with Sainesa Kenya and Allen. We've also worked with Food for Trees under Rebecca Bor. There is Nipeta Basamu by one of our officials from Northern Kenya. He's called Derek Kidavasi, and we've also worked with the area MP together with the MCA. They've really helped us in terms of getting some of the funds that we needed during some of the projects that we held. And we also had some members from Bandang Africa who chipped in together with students of Australia. I can't forget students because they played the major role, and that's also okay, maybe QSA, yeah, because the students from QSA also helped us in fundraising. Yeah. So when it comes to the people I would like to partner with, because of the issues that we are addressing, we've really had challenges, and we've been trying to contact some of the people in those arenas. And I can remember there was a time I tried to contact someone and they called security on me. Those are some of the challenges we've been facing actually. And I'd really like to partner with people like Honorable Gloria Oroba when it comes to girl empowerment, and I'd also like to come to work with Unga Limited because of the issue concerning food and ending things to do with zero hunger, yeah, and PASIDA, not forgetting Christian Aid. These are the organizations that I believe can come in handy when it comes to empowering the people in Marsabit County. And finally, I can't forget our able government, because without the government, I don't think we can be able to do some of the things. Yeah, I believe the county government. Yeah, and if the national government would want to chip in, we would really welcome them. Yeah, because as empowering a community needs everyone on board, and I normally believe that if Kenyans team together and if Kenyans work together to promote something, we can really achieve a lot. So I believe that in working together, we will be able to achieve so many things that one person can't be able to achieve. Yeah.
Thank you for the partners who are really doing much in ensuring that Move Northern Kenya is putting impact and putting smiles in the faces of people living in the north. And for the people who have been mentioned by the CEO of Move Northern Kenya, Senator Gloria, if you are listening and you are watching us, kindly you can chip in and also support the organization to continue progressing and impacting, putting positive impact to people in the north to continue getting something to put in the mouth. Okay, so Riptoya, maybe you can just in 30 seconds tell us some of the challenges you're encountering in your organization and how the challenges you are facing in running your organization.
Okay, when it comes to the challenges, the first challenge would be the issue on funding. Funding has really been a challenge. And the next issue is that me being a youth, I sometimes can also be a challenge because there is that issue of how to relate with the seniors. And also being a girl and coming from a community that has a lot of male chauvinism. Yeah, there is that issue of stigmatization. And as a team, every time we organize an event, our major problem would be on transport and accommodation, but at least with the help of people from Logo, we've been able to counter some of the challenges, though we wish that people can also chip in to help us with such issues that we are facing. Yeah, and owing to the fact that we are all youths in the organization, I can start with our project lead. He's called Enoch Kideka. He's a student at Kiambu Institute. And then there is the treasurer, who's also a youth, and he's doing his own work and also running an organization at the same time. And then there is Mora. There are people like Kyoko, who is also a student at JKUAT, and you'll find that all of us are students, but there's a lot that is expected from us by the society, and I wish that people would also chip in to also help us to learn how to deal with such matters. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you. I believe that God is going to help you to overcome the challenges and continue running the organization to put more impact to people living in the north. Okay, so Riptoya, what are the future plans for your organization as the CEO?
So the future plans is not just to stay in Marsabit County. Actually, that's the major goal. We are looking forward to expanding. We want to expand to other counties because the counties in the north actually face the same issues, and you'll find that most of the Kushites are in the north, and we are normally, our voices are not heard. And Move Northern Kenya being an organization that caters for all the counties around the northern part and the eastern part, we believe that we can be able to tackle the issues that are in those counties. We want to go to Mandera, we want to go to Wajir, we want to go to Garissa, we want to expand to Turkana, and maybe other counties that are around Marsabit County as per now. And so far so good. We were able to at least involve most of the youths from those counties in an event that was held in Kilifi under Kipra, and this was a plus for Northern Kenya because we got representations from all the counties that were in the north. Yeah.
All right. So Riptoya, you've mentioned some of the people you want to chip in and support you, some of the individuals, government stakeholders, all the people you've mentioned to come in and support you, and all the other people who would wish to support you but you have not mentioned them. How can they reach you in case they hear your voice and they really want to support you to continue impacting people in the north?
Okay, I have my social media accounts on all platforms. Riptoya Elema, on Facebook, on Twitter, and LinkedIn. There's Instagram. All of them, I'm Riptoya Elema. You can follow me and also text me there. And my organization is also on all the platforms. You can also text us and we will reply to you and we'll give you more feedback on how you can help us, especially now that we are running the project to Jikimu Project Phase 2. We are really having an issue with some of the donations because we've not yet gotten the blackboard paint that is needed to renovate the classes. We've not yet gotten enough sanitary towels, and there's also the issue on transport, which would really like people to chip in and help us in this. If you would like to help us, you can also contact me there. Yeah.
All right. So if you want to reach out to Riptoya, the CEO of Move Northern Kenya, you can reach out to her through all her social media platforms at Riptoya Elema across all the social media platforms. So as we finish, Riptoya, you are now a role model. You are a youth, and looking at your age, there are people admiring you people who wish could be in your shoes? Maybe a word of advice to the youth, the girls, and the entire youth. Just a word of advice as we wind up.
Most of the youths tend to say they have issues with family, they have issues with friends, and these are the issues that normally make us not make moves in our lives. Sometimes I feel like there was a time I had my own issues I was struggling with, and I have that. Okay, there's that youthly pressure. You want to enjoy your life, you want to do things like other youths, yet you also forget there's a time in future you'll need to have a more stable life. So I think that the youths should put aside the issues,
Yeah.
and maybe try and figure out, just sit down, look at what you can do, focus on what you can do best. You cannot do what I do because maybe you are not talented in that area, and I cannot do what you can do because I'm not talented in that area. If we all have our own thing that we are doing, if we are all able to employ ourselves, if we are all able to impact our society in different ways, that would really make a change for Kenyans. We won't have people crying because of poverty and all that. But if we stay stagnant, we won't be able to make a move in our country, and we won't be able to make a move as the youth. So I call on to all the youth, just do what you know how to do best, because I am because you are, and you are because I am. We all need each other, and we all need to make a synchronizing theme and something that will work for all the youths and that will impact all of us. Yeah.
Thank you, Riptoya, for that elaborate word of piece of advice to the youth. And I think the youth who are watching you, those who are admiring you, those whom you are acting as their role model, they've heard you, they're going to take action. Thank you also for coming to our dialogue today to share with us about your charity organization. As you've heard, Move Northern Kenya is a non-profitable charity organization, and if you have something to support the organization, you can reach out to any official of the Move Northern Kenya through their social media platform, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They will respond to you. Just text them, email them, and they will get time to respond to you and to get your support. Thank you also for watching us. Our guest today was Elema Riptoya, the CEO and founder for Move Northern Kenya. See you then. My name is Brian Quinn.
Wow, well done.
We're done.
Finally.